All right, everybody. Thanks for hopping on week 2 of the Take Action Academy. Hopefully, from week 1, everybody on here, whether you're watching this live or the recording, you've got your IPA tracker printed off and you are staying true to your goals. So, again, we always preach that when you write something down, okay, you're way more likely to actually go after and obtain it. Okay, so if you did fill in your weekly goals, okay, are you filling in the bubbles next to it? So, we'd love to hear some comments from you, some feedback, whether it be in the group page or even comments on here. If you did it, did you find it to be helpful? I know we did. It really kept us on track. And that's what it's all about, is just keeping it simple, being consistent, and keeping everything on track. So with that, we're just going to do just a brief.
The IPA tracker doesn't lie, right? So if you
Sure.
put your goals in the left column and then at the end of the week, if you have like nothing in the other boxes, it means you didn't take the action, right? So that's what it's for. It's like a visual tracker of your work. So that's why it's so important to use. I know it seems like, not sophisticated,
redundant, like doing the same thing over and over again. But again, as we always preach, okay, this business is not complicated. It's very simple. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and becoming a professional at what you do and treating it like a business.
Mastering the mundane.
Mastering the mundane. All right. All right, you want to jump into a little bit of recap?
A little recap from last week. We dove into your why, right? If you don't know what that means, it's like literally getting clear on why you're pursuing this business opportunity, what it is that's going to drive you forward when life happens, when obstacles happen, when it's not convenient to build this business, right? So are you interested or you're committed? And if you're committed to this, what is it that's going to keep propelling you forward when it's not easy, it's not convenient to work your business, okay? So get clear on that. What's driving you forward? What do you see for your future? So your vision, right? Maybe it's 5 years down the road. Maybe it's 6 months down the road. Maybe you want to quit a job. Maybe you want to pay your mortgage. Maybe you just want to get your products paid for so that you can alleviate some of your grocery bill, right? What is it that's driving you forward? Get clear on that so that it can help you propel you forward and take the action you need to actually see the growth in your business. Your belief, right? We talked a little bit about belief. Belief in products, belief in yourself, and just really going after this opportunity and owning it. And then vision.
What is your vision? What is your vision short term? What is your vision long term? And I think all this ties into your why. It ties into your belief, because really without a strong why and without believing in yourself, without believing in the products, without believing in the opportunity, you probably aren't going to have a very clear vision of what you want to do with it. So all those things tie in, okay? And whether your vision is a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, having it clear in front of you is very, very important and very, very powerful, okay? Because without a vision, you can't see, right? Think about it. You can't see without a vision. So how can you see where you want to go if you don't know where you want to go, okay? So you have to have that, and you have to have that, ingrained in your head, and it has to be aligned with your why, and your belief has to be strong, okay? So if this past week in your income-producing activities or your personal development, you didn't, put forth enough time or effort to bring up your belief, to build a strong enough why, or to paint a clear enough picture for your vision, you need to do that in week 2, okay? Because that's truly, truly, truly what's going to push you forward, because everybody in this industry, everybody goes through ups and downs. You're going to have great weeks. You're going to have not so great weeks. You're going to have weeks where people want to connect and want to listen and want to share, and weeks where they don't. But it's consistency. It's a strong why. It's your belief. It's a vision. It's what's going to keep you moving forward. So, and then finally recapping a little bit on connecting.
Yep. So we talked about making your list and connecting with people, right? So your list, you're going to first work off your warm contacts, right? The people that are close to you, friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, the people you have a constant connection with or relationship with. And then from there, we talked about how do you drum up new contacts? How are you always adding to your list, right? It's not a static thing. It's always growing. It's always evolving. So how are you constantly growing that, okay? One thing, because today we are going to dive into a little bit of social media. It's such a powerful tool, but don't underestimate the importance of personal connections, right? If you have those personal relationships, don't just hide behind social media, right? It can be an amazing tool to grow your business, but it can be a crutch, okay? So I have an amazing woman. I'm going to share about her. She's not even on Facebook, right? Came back from New Year kickoff. Her belief was solid. That's why belief is so important. And she enrolled 6 people that week, okay? She's not on Facebook, you guys. She's calling people, she's texting people, she's getting face to face with them. And so don't underestimate the importance of personal connections, okay? But with that being said, we are going to dive into a little bit on social media, how you can use that as a tool when we are busy, when you are already juggling a full schedule, how that can be such a tool to use to grow your business.
And before we do that, just a little overview. So we went through a little recap. We're going to do a little bit on social media. We're going to talk about launch parties tonight, okay? We're going to talk about what that format looks like, how important they are, how powerful they are for their business. And then we're going to go through 10 tips to immediately master, okay, to get your business off and running. So whether you are brand new or you are a seasoned vet, okay, these 10 tips will help you either remind you, okay, or give you some new information to really move forward and have this be, week 2, one hell of a week for you. So social media, again, some of this may be review for some of you, but it's so important to be consistent with this if you're using social media as a tool. I'm going to turn over to Heidi to get rolling with that.
Yes. Okay. So social media, a few do's and don'ts, right? You want to use covert advertising. So you don't want to be that person who's only posting pictures of products of Isagenix or, this and that, and like looking like a product pusher, right? Because nobody wants to be sold to. What you really want to be doing is being a trusted advisor, right? You're helping match the right solution to that person's life, their problems, their individual issues, right? If you look like you're a product pusher, people feel like you're just trying to make money, right? So covert advertising versus in your face. What does that mean, right? So maybe you show a picture of how you're drinking your shake post-workout, how it's so amazing because you're trying to get all the kids out the door and, everyone woke up late. So thank goodness you've got your superfood shake so you can have breakfast on the go with your kids, right? Showing that they can consume them too. That's what I mean by covert advertising. Yes, you're showing that it's part of your lifestyle, but you're not just posting images of products on your Facebook wall, okay? So how you're using it in your life, how it's making life simpler, easier, better for you. Good alternative words to use. So you don't want to be posting all about Isagenix on your wall, right? We're super excited about it because it does amazing things for us. But a great rule of thumb is you don't necessarily want to be posting the word Isagenix out there. The reason why is you want to create some curiosity. So if people see, gosh, they're drinking these shakes, or I see she's using this in her life, or gosh, she seems really excited about this. What is she doing, right? So people start to get a little curious. They start to watch you a little bit closer. Now they're seeing more of what's going on. They kind of get sucked in, right? And they're getting curious enough where they're like, gosh, I'm just going to ask her, right? What are you doing? What are you using? I see you're doing this. Like, what is it that you're doing? And that opens the gate for that communication to happen. If you're posting Isagenix out there, it might be a missed opportunity for an actual connection where you can relate to that person, share with them a little bit about what it's done for you, but also help them get a glimpse on what it can do for their life, okay? So if they never have to ask you about it, it doesn't open that opportunity for that communication, okay? Because let's face it, social media, a lot of people are watching, far more than you know, but a lot of times people are silently watching. They might not even be liking your posts. They might just be watching you, okay? So that's one of the reasons why we don't post it all over, so that they actually have to ask you what you're doing. So good alternative words to use when you're posting if you don't want to be using the word Isagenix, right? Superfood nutrition, cellular cleansing, nutritional cleansing, macronutrient meals on the go. That's one we use a lot. We use superfoods a lot.
Convenience. Everybody can relate to convenience or wanting convenience because again, everybody is busy. Okay, so having some high quality convenience, having that with you is so powerful because most people, like I said, are busy and they're grabbing things that are convenient that are not of high quality.
Yep. All right. Peak Facebook posting time. So when you're posting, you want to, if you're going to be putting the energy forward towards being consistent with this, which I highly recommend doing, you want to be posting at times where you're going to get the most traffic, the most views. And obviously you reach the bigger audience. Okay. So peak Facebook posting times are between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. in the morning while people are, finishing getting ready in the morning, on their way to work or starting their day. between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. So during the lunch hour, it's often where people will check in. And then 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is also prime Facebook or social media hours, okay? So again, you want to just maximize your exposure. More people that will see your posts, obviously, is the better chance. You know, this is a numbers game. The more people you can reach through your messaging, through your contacting, you know, the better your business will be off, okay? So 10-4-1 rule. I know you've heard this before. So basically,
not everybody. We got some newbies on here, so they
true.
have not all have heard this.
Good,
all right.
Good point. All right, 10-4-1 rule. That just means you want to shoot for approximately 15 posts per week, okay?
I'm going to stop her right here just for 1 second. If you're not used to social media at all and you don't post at all, that may be a little excessive. So now that's geared towards somebody that posts relatively daily. If you're like 1 a week poster, let's cut these numbers in half. Instead of being 10-4-1, it'll be 5-2-1. You may continue.
Yep. So, you know, 1 post per day if you're not real super regular with it, right? So if you are, shoot for 15 posts per week. And this is the ratio. That's where the 10-4-1 comes in. 10 of the posts you want to be not at all related to Isagenix, right? You want to be, who were you before you started Isagenix? So it's, people see who you really are, your family, your life, you know, what inspires you. Do funny, right? People love funny. So just your everyday life, right? Because that shows people that you are still who you are. You're still a real person. You're genuine. You're authentic, right? So 10 posts all about who you are. Then 4 posts per week are going to be somewhat related to Isagenix, right? Maybe it's a cool text from someone that you're helping and they're getting great results. Maybe it's a healthy recipe. Maybe it is using Isagenix while doing life, right? Like I mentioned before, you know, you're on the go with the kids, everyone's drinking a shake, you're sharing it together. Maybe it's a before and after pic, like a great Transformation Tuesday post. And then 1 power post, right? So maybe this is a business celebration post, showing gratitude to someone, like a team member or someone on your, you know, in your life. Maybe it is a team training, right? You all get together for a launch party or a team event and you're showing that culture, right? And that's really powerful. Power posts, you know, you can do anytime throughout the week, but honestly, Sunday evenings are like one of the best times to really make those power posts, because that's when people are scrolling through their news feed, kind of dreading going, you know, tomorrow's Monday, have to go back to the grind. That's one of the best times to make your power posts, okay? You know, if you use that, it gives you a really healthy balance when you're using social media, right? Because if you're all about Isagenix, that's all you talk about, people are going to tune you out, right? They're like, oh, there she goes again. You're going to like have people start unfriending you, and that's not what you want, right? You want to grow followers, you want to grow contacts, not eliminate them. So if you have that healthy balance, people are going to, you know, be a little more drawn to that because they still see your authentic self, but this is a part of your life and it's a consistent part of your life, and consistency is key with it. I want to give a shout out to the Schroffnagels, Kelly Schroffnagel on here. She is a social media ninja, right? So if ninja. So if you aren't friends with her, you know, follow her posts. I mean, she's got it down, right? She's consistent. She's sprinkling in Isagenix. She does family. She posts healthy recipes, so she's adding value for people. She posts transformations, so people see like what's this all about, that she's helping others. So, you know, the more consistent you are, the better, and it can attract people in. One example of this, I know for those of you, hopefully all of you tuned in last week where we were talking about connecting, right? And connecting with new people, not even just in your warm market. I talked about how, you know, I had intentionally friended some people on Facebook that I thought we had something in common with, you know, stay-at-home mom. They looked like they had this. We had this in common. And then started, you know, kind of liking their stuff, following them. And it you know, resulted in some conversations. I shared a tool and an update for you. We shared the tool. I had my follow-up call with her and I enrolled her yesterday. Okay. So this is someone I had no relationship with before Isagenix. This is a brand new contact through social media. Okay. She's a stay-at-home mom. She likes fitness. You know, so there was some commonalities there, some things in common that we could connect on. Okay. So do that, you guys. That's what social media is for.
And I'm just going to jump in right now. One of the take action steps too that I think we can all improve upon, or something you can start implementing right away, is something that we've been doing this for probably the past, I'd say 4 or 5 weeks consistently, is every single day between 3 and 5 people I'm adding on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going through either whether it's friends, people that I resonate with, and I'm looking at other people that are commenting, posting on their page. And if it's somebody I feel like I resonate with, I'm adding them as a friend. Or you're doing, a search in the search box for keywords, fitness, sports performance, healthy recipes, nutrition, whatever it may be, and people will pop up that maybe you would want to resonate with. And we're adding them on as friends. Not everybody's going to accept it, because if you're a stranger, then everybody's going to accept it, but you will get people to accept that. And then too, you can just start dripping on them. It's not right away, are you going to send them a message about Isagenix? Absolutely not. But the same thing Heidi did. You're going to start liking on their stuff. They're
because the more you like on their stuff, the more your stuff starts showing up in their newsfeed. Okay?
So it's just an easy way to always keep your contact list growing. So you can never use the excuse you run out of people to talk to, because you can always find ways to create new, relationships and new contacts with people.
Yep. All right. So that's
pictures.
Pictures, yes. So do pictures, you guys. When you're making Facebook posts, pictures, and this is statistically proven, pictures are more powerful than just words or text, okay? So it's proven to get more views, it attracts more interest. And I mean, just think about yourself, right? When you're scrolling through your news feed, what grabs your attention, right? What do you stop and pause on? It's the ones with the attractive images where you're like, oh, I want to learn more what they're talking about, right? So do pictures. Edit photos, you guys. You'd be amazed at how some of the most mundane, basic, boring photos, you can make them look beautiful, like a professional photographer took them. My favorite app is Aviary. I absolutely love it. Aviary. You can get that, on your phone, whatever. And it's kind of like Photoshop for your phone. Amazing filters in there, you guys. So do that. Filter them up. You can make the most basic pictures look beautiful, and then it's going to attract more attention, more interest as well. Okay. Fortunes in the follow-up, right? So when people comment on your posts, so maybe you're posting about how you're using Isagenix in your lifestyle, right? So, you and the kid, that's been a lifesaver. It was a crazy morning. Thank goodness for superfood nutrition on the go, or whatever, right? People say, hey, what are you doing? Or I see this, I think I could use this, or can you tell me more? So if they comment on that, you don't want to tell them right in the comment section, hey, I'm using Isagenix, right? Because everyone else that's watching your post and curious and wanting to know what you're doing, all of a sudden now they know what you're doing without having to ask you, right? So tell them, awesome, I'm going to follow up, send you a private message, and then send them the private message, right? Share your excitement, ask for permission to share a tool, say, hey, I found this, I'm super excited about it. Real briefly, this is what it's done for me. If I were to send you a video, would you be open to taking a look, right? Then send them a video, send them a tool, and then take the conversation offline as quickly as possible, right? So, that woman I talked to, I said, hey, I'd love to talk with you about an opportunity. And that was, I was super vague. I didn't go into this long 5-paragraph email about why I love superfood, why I love Isagenix, what it's done for me. I just want to get her on the phone so we could actually have that connection, right? Because you get so much better of a feel for who they are, what their needs are, what they're interested in. Okay, so take it offline as quickly as possible, and then always follow up within 12 to 24 hours. Otherwise, chances are you're going to lose that person.
For sure. And we always say, send a tool. Send a tool if you need to send a tool. If you get them on the phone right away, okay, and they can hear the excitement in your voice, they're ready to get signed up based on how excited you are, your passion. You don't need to send them a video. If they need more information, okay, and you're busy, instead of diarrhea of the mouth, send them our 10-minute webinar. Send them a resource that's going to help answer their questions, and then get back on the phone, as Heidi said, within 12 to 24 hours.
And here's another tip, you guys. When you get that permission to send them a tool, ask them when's a good time for you to follow up. So when I spoke with this woman for the first time, she had no idea, she probably guessed I was contacting her about Isagenix because she had seen a little bit about who I was, right? But, I had never said in my initial message. So I asked if, she'd be open to taking a look. She said, absolutely. And so before I got off the phone with her, I said, when's a good time for me to follow up? I know life is busy, is tomorrow good? She's like, actually, this week's crazy. We've got kids, sporting events, but I can follow up Friday. And so I locked down the time and the date, right? So 2:00 on Friday, that's when her daughter takes her nap. So that's when it was set. Okay. So set that appointment before you get off the phone. Otherwise it's this weird waiting game. Like, should I contact them? Should I not? Is it too soon? Am I annoying them? Right. So you just ask for permission, set the appointment, because if they're open to taking a look, like, they should expect that you're going to want to follow up with them to, see what they thought.
So consistent social media can be very, very powerful. So as Heidi mentioned, a great example is Kelly Schraffenagel. She does it amazing. Like, we can learn from her. Everybody can learn from her. I also post in our Isolated Business Mastery group an example of what Angela Maresco, what she does. She's Ice Dynamics Millionaire. She signed up, I think it says in there, 400 or 500 people in the past few years, and all of them have come through social media. She basically lays out her exact schedule and how she's done it. So if you want to master social media and you want to have some awesome role models, spy on, drip on Kelly, and check out that post I made in IC Elite Business Mastery. And we'll continue to, coaching on this topic too as we go as well. Okay, so next topic we want to touch on is launch parties. Okay, so if you're brand new and you're like, what the hell is a launch party? Launch party is basically where you're having people over to your house. You're going to, a venue, but really initially early on, it's really to your house or a friend's house or somebody on your team's house, and you're just educating them on the products. Okay, it's just a nice, cool, fancy word, if you would, to having an opportunity presentation at somebody's house where there's not a ton of people. Where you can really educate them. Okay, these are extremely, extremely simple to do, whether you are brand new. Yes, I said it. Whether you're brand new or you're a seasoned vet, and they're extremely, extremely powerful for you and your team. Why? Because it's awesome for duplication. It's awesome for personal development. Okay, leaders are going to be able to learn on the spot. Okay, how it is you go about presenting in a very simple, systematic format. We're going to go through that in a little bit. Okay, your friends, coworkers, prospects will see, that this is a real opportunity. This is a real, business. This is a real, product-driven company with a tremendous amount of value. Instead of it just being through social media or maybe even over the phone, in person. Okay, there's nothing like face-to-face contact. All right, where they can see and hear the passion in your voice. Leadership development and then developing leaders in this business is absolutely crucial. Okay, it's crucial to having success. So you truly, truly, truly can't, I don't believe, lead somebody else unless you lead yourself. So unless you're able to and feel comfortable hosting a launch party or having a few people over and doing it yourself, you can't expect other people on your team to do it. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is something that you are using to build your business. Heidi and I, in our biggest growths of our business through the years, have always been when we're doing consistent launch parties. Whether it be a week on the road, not everybody can take a week off of work and go do launch parties, right? But whether it has been time blocking a week where literally we've done 7 launch parties in 7 days, or doing one every other week, whatever it is, when we're consistent with our face-to-face launch parties, okay, that's when business skyrockets, because people are learning, they're seeing, they're believing, and then they're duplicating, because then they're bringing people to the next one, and then they see it once or twice and they're doing it themselves. So extremely, extremely powerful. And here's another piece to it. Okay, when people are going to have launch parties or they're going to have events, okay, as great as Facebook is, you can create events on Facebook and invite people. You haven't officially invited anyone to a launch party unless you've had a conversation with them on the phone. Okay, because it's easy to do it on Facebook. You'll get 20 people saying they're going to something, and 2 or 3 or 5 will show up. Okay, so don't rely on Facebook. Have that conversation. Pick up the phone and invite people when you are doing these, and people will show up. Okay, last point before I get into the format is never, ever, ever cancel a launch party. Okay, never, ever, ever. Okay, if you have 2 people that are expecting to come and you invited 100, do not cancel. If 2 people show up, that is a huge success, because guess what? You're going to be sharing the opportunity of the products with 2 people, 2 more than you would if you would have canceled it. And guess what? What if 1 or 2 of those people, because you have so much intimate, attention and time with one another, that they turn into wanting to grow the business because you're able to really get that message across to them. So you never, ever, ever cancel a launch party. We've had launch parties, and I'm sure many of you on here before that have hosted them, where we've had 0 people show up. Okay, where you've got 3 or 4 commitments and 0 people show up. That's something that's part of it. Okay, that's going to happen.
Honestly, every single millionaire in Isogenics talks about having a secret launch party. Everyone's been through it, right? A secret launch party where you invite all these people and no one comes, right?
For sure.
So it is part of it. And having just the act of scheduling and hosting a launch party is beneficial in so many ways. Even if you have one person that shows up, two people that show up. Honestly, I had one where I helped a woman. She invited a whole bunch of people. You know, she had a good handful of people that actually came, but she also had a number of other people who said, hey, I can't make it that night, but I'd be interested in learning more. And right there, you guys, you have that many more leads, warm contacts to follow up with, to, you know, continue working on throughout the next week, right? So there's nothing negative about hosting a launch party.
Awesome. So let's go over the format, okay? Again, I believe anybody can do this, whether you enrolled yesterday or you enrolled a year ago. You can host a launch party. You just have to decide that you're going to do it, okay? So here's kind of a little format for you. First 5 minutes, you're welcoming people. Maybe you go around the room and you have everybody in the room share why they're there. What are they looking to get out of this event? Maybe they have a testimony. Maybe it's somebody that's already been using the products, and they're going to share their testimony of how excited they are to be sharing this, whatever it may be. Go around the room, okay? Give your story, okay? Again, this is all in 5 minutes. Maybe give like a 2-minute blurb on why it is you invited people. Now, if you're brand new, it's just because you're excited. You want people to learn about it and do it with you, accountability partners. You don't have to have a huge product experience to have people over to your house to learn about something you're excited about.
Or share who got you started, right? Say, I watched their transformation, share their story, and say, I'm so excited to experience that myself, and I wanted to bring some other people with me.
Absolutely. So that's first 5 minutes. Simple. Anybody can do that. Next, 10 to 20 minutes, okay? You want to, if you are seasoned and you understand the products, the systems pretty well, and you want to do a PowerPoint presentation, we have one that we use when we go to launch parties. It's basically the same thing as our 10-minute webinar, just we elaborate a little bit more. Do a PowerPoint. Go through that presentation. Take about 20 minutes on a PowerPoint presentation. Otherwise, okay, if you don't feel confident, you're brand new, plug in an HDMI cable to your computer into a TV and play our 10-minute ISA Elite Solutions webinar. You can say, hey, our upline leaders, Ryan and Heidi, they've been doing this for 4 years. Okay, they put together an awesome 10-minute webinar for us to share the information on these products and systems. Boom, press play. Anybody can press play. Anybody can share their excitement about why they're doing this and press play. Okay, when that is done, 5 minutes, go over 5 most commonly asked questions. Okay, so this is one you would want to learn a little bit, but it's not going to take you much time. One is this a shake diet? Obviously, we touch on this is not a shake diet. It's a lifestyle change. You're still eating food, solid food. Next question is, what does a typical day look like? We'll usually break down what a 30-day system day would look like. You've got a shake in the morning, a mid-morning snack, a shake for lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, and then a healthy sit-down fork and knife dinner with your family. Okay. How do you cleanse? We talk about the cleanse, right? That's a question like people always ask. You know, we recommend most people doing a 1-day cleanse or a 2-day cleanse. It's totally up to them. We've even had people start implementing that are absolutely against the full day, like they're scared to do it. They're intimidated by it, doing 2 half-day cleanses a week. So there's different ways you can do it. So just kind of explain that. What do I do after my first 30 days? Okay, simple. You keep it very, very generic because we don't know, right? It is a lifestyle based on their results, based on how they're feeling. We just tailor and edit their order for that next 30 days. But again, remember, this is a lifestyle, okay? And then the 5th question is, what do I do when people start asking me what it is I'm doing, okay? That is your way to immediately lead into introducing, okay, the referral program, okay? Or if people are there to learn about the business, you can start talking about the business opportunity, okay? So really, it's just you share, they share. Okay, take a couple minutes and just show them, explain to them that, hey, find 2 people to do this with you, you're going to earn anywhere from $70 to $370 back, just like that, okay? Not selling products, you're sharing something you're excited about, okay? And then 5 minutes after that, last 5 minutes, just simply asking questions. If you have samples, we want to try them, and then you're handing out enrollment forms and closing, okay? 30-day money-back guarantee. They have absolutely nothing to lose, everything to gain. It's very, very simple process. Okay, the steps on how to do it, how to follow it, and again, the tools are there. Anybody can do it. Okay, launch parties work. Do they not work?
They work. And quick little tip for if you do an in-home, right? Not like a big group setting, but like an in-home intimate party. Samples are a good idea. Really good idea because. And
this is new to us because we used to always say no samples. The reason why we said no samples was because we didn't want people basing a decision on if they love the taste of something. They should make a decision based on the fact that they are convinced that this is a great system, a great line of products to help them reach their goals. But we found that.
Yes. So what I love to use for samples are our bars, right? Because bars don't necessarily come as a standard item in some of the most popular getting started systems, right? So like the 30-day cleansing and fat burning system. The whey thins I like to have samples of because people can use those on cleanse days too. And I have come into contact with a lot of people who are like, gosh, I love salty versus sweet. And so that's a perfect cleanse day tool for them to add onto their order. So samples, from what I have found, increase order baskets, okay? And across the board over the last 2 weeks, every single party where we had samples, it increased the order basket. So people added on at least one box of bars, if not more. We did a little thing where, if you have the Amped Hydrate, and actually Kelly Penman, you are one who shared with me, nobody that I have come in contact with dislikes the vanilla shake mixed with the orange Amped Hydrate because it tastes like a dreamsicle, right? So we blended that up. Almost everybody there added an Amped Hydrate to their order because they're like, oh, my kids would love this. I love this. It does taste just like a dreamsicle, right? So those are some tips, you guys, for increasing order baskets, okay? So typically I don't do samples of shakes just because people are so weird about, like, some like it thick, some like it thin, so
texture,
people are texture. So that's where a lot of times I don't do shake samples, but bar samples are always a crowd pleaser and it increases order baskets.
So launch parties work. They truly, truly work. Everyone should be hosting. Okay, write this down. Everyone should be hosting at least one per month. All right. If you are really, really serious about this, at least one per month. And guess what? If you host one on 1 week, and you've got, let's say you have 5 people show up. Let's say 2 or 3 of those 5 people, get started that night. Okay. What if you said to them, hey, I'm doing another one in 2 weeks. I'd love for you to invite some people. Who do you know that could benefit from this? You're already putting that into their head that not only are they going to have a good product experience, but they're going to have a very simplistic way for them to share this with people and get their products paid for. Okay, so 1 per month minimum in person at your house, at somebody else's house, is really how you're going to help grow this business. Okay, so now I'm going to go through in closing 10 tips for success. Okay, now again, if you are brand new or a seasoned vet, these are just 10 tips that I find to be very, very helpful for people getting started and keeping this really simple on how it is you can grow your business. So the first one, okay, again, is just keeping it simple. Learning, a few basic systems, fat and weight loss. You got your presence pack, your 30-day system, also your shake and cleanse pack. So anywhere from a less than $6 per day investment their first 30 days up to a $20 per day. Understand that it's so simple. When you understand somebody's goals, it's just simply lining up what their budget is. If they can reallocate, $20 a day, replacing 2 meals a day, getting all their vitamins, getting the cleanse, getting all those other products, then that's a great pack for them. It's a great value pack. If it's $10 a day, the 30-day system is the way that they should get started. If that's still a little bit out of their range, the shake and cleanse pack. Okay, so understanding that there's 3 different packs for that category, okay, and you can't go wrong. But understand that not everybody is going to want the shake and cleanse pack. Not everybody is going to want a president's pack. So you have to be willing to adapt, okay, to what somebody's needs are and goals are. And you want to take the PIB amount, okay, the product introductory bonus amount, out of the equation when you're getting people set up, because you have to do what's right for them, not what's right for your bank account. And really 90% of people fall in to that fat and weight loss category or just looking to make a healthy lifestyle change, okay? And the same thing goes for, energy and performance. So have your 2 or 3 packs, your performance system, your athlete's pack, okay? Just depending upon what their budget is. It's really that simple, okay? And you can learn those packs, IsaEliteSuccess.com, or go to isaproduct.com. It's so simple. Or just watch our webinar a couple times if you haven't already. Okay, number 2, okay, you've all made your list, right? So making your list. Okay, tip number 2, making a list of at least 100 people, no prejudging anyone. And I know you all did that as part of your homework from last week, right? I like to use kind of an 80-20 rule. 80 of those people on that list, or if you're doing a list of 50, okay, 40 of those people should be product-focused connections that initially you're going to lead with the product, okay? 20, if you're doing 100, 20 should be focusing on connecting about the business, sharing your passion for this business opportunity. Okay, because again, the only way you're going to get people to duplicate and share is if you talk about sharing, all right, and you talk about the business. Okay, if you're just talking about the products and how great they are, that's awesome. Okay, but they're never going to know there's a business opportunity attached to it. Therefore, your business will not duplicate. So at least sharing about the referral program. Number 3, okay, call those people close to you ASAP and share your vision and passion. Okay, don't be afraid, and I see this so often. Okay, don't be afraid to forecast the future. If you're confident in this opportunity, if you're confident in yourself, okay, and you truly see this as being a vehicle for you to bring in an extra $500 a month, to make a car payment, to make a mortgage payment, to take your family on a vacation they haven't been on in years. Okay, don't be afraid to share that. Okay, don't be afraid to share that. Cast the vision, forecast the future for others. So then, you know what? They're hearing that you are passionate, you're excited, and you're going to work. Okay, people want to be a part of something with other people that are passionate. Okay, be excited and let them know why you thought of them. All right, why you thought of them. People close to you. Why is it that you thought of them? Okay, is it because of common interests that you've had? Is it because of previous conversations you've had? Is it because it's somebody you want to go into business with? Is it someone that you know is into health and wellness? Is it somebody that's a stay-at-home mom that you know is looking for something, is searching for something more to contribute to the financial household, to the household? Okay, what is it? Some may not even ask you to. Here's the thing too, like when you initially get started, all right, and you start reaching out, or maybe you've been doing this for a while and you still haven't really reached out to a whole lot of people. Jesse Penman. Hey, buddy. Anyway, and you haven't started really reaching out to people, okay? Oftentimes, you're not even going to have to answer questions about the products because they're just going to be so damn excited to want to join you because of your reputation, because of the excitement you have, because of the trust they have in you, okay? But unless you connect with people, they're never going to know you're excited. And guess what? You're never going to get them set up, never going to be able to answer questions they eventually have. Okay, tip number 4, okay, talk about the business, okay, and search for business builders. And again, this goes to my 80-20 rule, okay? Who do you know, okay, that is an entrepreneur? Who do you know that works multiple jobs? You may be thinking, they work multiple jobs, why would I throw something else at them? Because they're working multiple jobs because obviously they need the extra income. Okay, they're not fulfilled with maybe their full-time job. They need something else to pay the bills, or maybe they're searching for something that fulfills them. What if this can be the missing link? What if this can be something, okay, that they can add into their life to create more freedom so they can quit one and maybe eventually both those jobs and spend more time with their family? Okay, so don't be afraid to reach out to people about an opportunity that works multiple jobs. Anyone you would like to lock arms with, okay? I don't suggest reaching out to people that you want to build a business with. And Heidi's yawning quite a bit. You tired over here? Too much wine at dinner? Just kidding. I don't expect you to reach out to people about wanting to lock arms with you on a business opportunity. She had one glass. I'm sorry. The business opportunity, if you're not passionate about them, okay, or not passionate about working with them, okay, you don't want to lock arms with somebody that you wouldn't want to spend a lot of time with, because guess what? If you're going to develop somebody into a business builder, okay, you're going to have to spend time with them. You're going to have to be willing to take late night calls, work with them in the morning, do launch parties with them, okay? So making sure that that is somebody you want to work with, okay, reach out to them. Anyone that has integrity and is hardworking, obviously those are 2 very good qualities for somebody that you want to reach out to about the business. Anyone with an open mind, okay? So based on people in your lifetime and through experience of who has an open mind, who'd be open to something new, okay? Those are people you want to reach out to. Anyone that is coachable. Imagine what will happen, okay? Truly imagine what will happen when you understand the comp plan, which hopefully you do by now. If not, take more time by learning it, okay? But when you have people like you that are ready to sprint, imagine if you duplicated yourself. Imagine if you had 10 people right now as plugged in as you on your team, or 5 on here listening about how they can grow their business. What do you think that would do to your download? What do you think that would do to your financial blueprint for you and your family? What do you think that would do for all of the lives that are going to be impacted? It would go through the roof. Okay. Step number 5, consistency is key. We talk about this all the time. 1 hour per day minimum income producing activities or personal or business development. Match your effort with your why. So if your why is super strong, okay, don't think you're going to reach that goal or reach that vision without putting in the necessary efforts. You're right. It's like a permagrin over here. Match your effort with your why. Super, super important. If your why is strong, your work ethic better be stronger. Okay, write that down. If your why is strong, your work ethic better be stronger. okay? You can't possibly reach your goals if you've got a strong why with a lackluster work ethic, all right? You say something?
No.
No, you're good? Okay. If your why isn't very strong, you're unsure of your why, okay, chances are your action will be inconsistent, okay, and not very intentional, okay? So intentional action leads to intentional results, okay? Again, consistency, treat this like a business. Remember, early on, you will put in so much more time your first month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, okay, and won't get paid for it. And then eventually it's going to flip. The script's going to flip. You're going to be putting in a lot less time and getting paid hour after hour after hour, okay? You grind early, you grind often, and then a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, you have built up this residual income where you can take a week off, you can take a month off, you can bring your family on vacation, do whatever the heck you want, and the residual income keeps coming in. That's the power of this. Think about what that's going to do for you and your family. Think about it. Absolutely think about it. Okay, that residual income, all right?
And that is honestly like where so many people fall short, right? We have strong why, we have a strong desire, we see this, we want this, but we fall short of the consistency piece and the intentional piece, right? So, and that's so huge, you guys, because honestly, there's going to be a lot of times where you don't feel like building this business, right?
We go through it.
Yeah,
Everybody
you've
does.
had a long
Absolutely.
day. You've worked your 9 to 5, whatever. You've had kids' activities. All of a sudden, it's 10 o'clock at night. All you want to do is crawl into bed. But honestly, you guys, it's those actions. Even if it's a half an hour or an hour, if you do the work on consistently, not like 3 hours one day and then take a week off, and you guys, if you do it consistently, it will pay off in the long run, and that's where so many people fall short.
For sure. And I'll make 2 points with that being said, okay? I always say this right now. If you right now consistently and wholeheartedly devoted 1 hour per day, 6 days per week of income producing activities, okay? And let's say 5 years from now, so that's 1 hour a day of maybe less TV show, maybe getting up early, okay? And if 5 years from now, okay, by putting that 1 hour a day, 5 years from now, you created a 6-figure residual income that never stopped paying you. So if you're 35 years old and you just got started and you put in 1 serious hour of work every single day, 6 days a week, okay, maybe you took a couple days off, week off, for a vacation, whatever it may be, but you get the point. And you created a 6-figure income, okay, a 6-figure income after 5 years. By the time you're 40, okay, 100 grand a year residually coming in. Would that 1 hour a day been worth it to you? If you say no, you're missing the point, okay? Anybody, and I believe this, anybody can do that. You have to want to, you have to be consistent. One other example I'm going to use before I get through 6 through 10, and I'll fly through those, okay, is we had dinner tonight with our enrolling sponsors, 2 of our best friends, Emily and Hayden Vavra, okay? I don't even know how old they are. They're not even 30 yet. Maybe just turned 30, whatever, okay? But Emily grinded her rear end off her first 12 months. Absolutely grinded. I know because she tried getting me enrolled. I said no for 18 months, but she grinded it. I mean, grinded this business for a year, okay? At the end of that year, she got to 10 cycles a week, okay? After that year, she got to 10 cycles a week. That's about 30 grand a year residual income. That's like a teacher's salary, okay? 4 years after that, right now, because she stayed consistent, they cycle about 450 times a week, okay? They make, the past 3 full years, they've made over $1 million a year. And why I say that is, okay, she grinded her ass off for a year to get to 10 cycles. Anybody on here can get to 10 cycles in 1 year. I guarantee it if you decide you want to do it. And then she stayed consistent, and she kept working and kept working and kept working and kept working, okay? So you get to 10 cycles a week by the end of your 1 year, which you can do a lot faster than that by putting in more time, more effort, and duplicating. But just think of where it can go, all right? Step 6, connecting with people daily. We talked about this last week. 3 to 5 new outreach messages, calls, text every single day. Obviously, we got the examples on our Ice Elite Success website. And again, this doesn't have to be about Isagenix, the first connection. That's another mistake a lot of people make early on, is they think it has to be about Isagenix right away. How about just getting some common ground? Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while. What's new? It doesn't have to be Isagenix. Just making those connections, okay? When you connect, you're going to then listen, okay? Listen to what people are saying and then react. Don't have diarrhea of the mouth. Don't be pushy. Don't be overly aggressive and annoying about trying these products, okay? You can be a little less aggressive sometimes, okay, depending upon your relationship. Now, you know your relationship with each person you're connecting with, and maybe Isagenix does come up in your first conversation. I know early on it did a lot for me, but not everyone, not just random strangers talking about Isagenix. Like, that's not going to work, okay? Again, basic marketing tells you 6 to 7 times for somebody to see something before they react to it, okay? Remember, people are often okay, need to be told what to do too. Okay, so when you're connecting with people, there's always this little gray area sometimes for people. Don't hesitate to suggest what they need and then close. 30-day money-back guarantee. Trust me, put these products in your body. Okay, if you're not completely satisfied, there's a full 30-day money-back guarantee. Simply send them back. But based on what you told me, based on what your goals are, I would recommend the 30-day system. It's going to give you 2 shakes a day. You get the 4 cleanse days. You get the Ionix Supreme. And I'm going to add you into an ICE Elite product support group that's going to give you a ton of support and resources throughout the way. Okay, tip number 7, share the referral program with everyone. Okay, every person you get enrolled. 2 simple quotes, okay, or ways that you can do this. One way you can say it is after you get them signed up, after you collect their info, most people I work with get their products paid for. Would that interest you? Oh, most people that you work with get their products paid for. Would that interest you? Yeah, tell me a little bit about it. The door is open to share, with 2 people, $70 to $370 back. Another one is after you get them set up, you get them enrolled, you have their enrollment form filled out. I have to tell you about this because I know you're going to get great results. Again, you're pouring positive energy into them, but they're going to get great results, not if they get great results. I want you to know this opportunity exists, okay? And then you simply share. Find 2 accountability partners to this with you, anywhere from $70 to $370 back. Okay, because if you don't ingrain that in their head and mention it to them, they're never going to know it exists. And guess what? When the time comes they are ready to share, okay, and then they ask you about it or whatever it may be, that conversation comes up, okay, they're going to then duplicate that same thing. Okay, what you teach somebody, they teach other people. Okay, that's duplication, okay? Number 8, 3-way calls, all right? Crucial. These are crucial for third-party validation, all right? Sometimes people just need to hear from somebody else. Right? You're talking to a friend, a family member, whoever it may be, coworker, okay? Maybe they have some questions you can't answer. Get your upline leader, whoever enrolled you, a leader on the phone to answer some of those questions, okay? Don't be afraid to do that. Have a goal of setting up 1 to 2 of these per week, especially early on, okay? Early on, use your enrolling sponsor. Use the people that are leaders on your team, okay, to help you with these, okay? They're very powerful. It's a great opportunity for you to earn while you learn, all right? And then one final thing on the 3-way calls, make sure your prospects, okay, have some sort of ISA knowledge before the call. There's nothing more frustrating for somebody doing a 3-way call than when they get on the line with somebody and their prospect, and that prospect has no idea what the 3-way call is about. They have no idea anything about the products, okay? So they should have some sort of base little knowledge education. Maybe you shared a tool, a webinar with them prior to the 3-way call. Number 9, plug every new associate into our Facebook groups. Okay, people forget about this. They miss it. Again, setting people up for success is making sure they have the tools necessary to be successful. Okay, because you can't hold everybody's hand. Should you be in contact with every person you enroll each week? Yes, you should. Dropping a note, leaving them a Facebook message, a voice message, whatever it may be. But add all your product users into our ICE Elite product and support group and welcome them in there. Point them out to our IceEliteSuccess.com page where they can find all the product tips, all the recipes, all the shake recipes, all the meal plans. Anybody interested in the business, add them into our ICE Elite Business Mastery group so they know about trainings that are going on. They know about business tips and different things like that, okay? So that is number 9. Plug every new associate in. And then finally, number 10, get creative, create challenges and incentives for others to join you, okay? I believe wholeheartedly that if you can afford to do it, investing in your team is extremely, extremely powerful, okay? If you can reinvest your PIBs into your team, okay, it's going to help get people over that hump, okay? You don't have to do that, okay? But I always believe as an entrepreneur that sometimes it takes money to make money. If you need those PIBs, if you need them to absolutely pay the bills and they cover your products, by all means, you have to take care of yourself. But if you look at it as a bonus, because really the residual income is the cycles, okay, don't be afraid to throw a little challenge at your team. Don't be afraid to run a little promo for your team because guess what? When you do that, more often than not, you're getting paid 10 times over, okay? So in closing, expect and welcome slow weeks. It's a sign that a huge week is coming. Okay, we all go through those slow weeks, and don't expect to get rich your first month, 6 months, or even 12. Okay, as I said before, consistency wins. This isn't a sprint; it's a marathon. Okay, and use Emily as an example. Use so many other people as an example. Okay, you don't have to make 6 figures, in your first 6 months, your first year for this to be successful. Okay, most people are working this into the pockets of their life. Okay, so if you can make an extra $500 a month. Okay, and getting healthier, reaching your performance goals. That's a huge, huge bonus. So with that being said, do we want to throw a little take action point
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, Heidi. Why don't you take over from here?
So what we want to see you guys do.
Take Action Academy.
We
All right,
were tossing around some ideas on what we wanted you guys to do to take action.
The first one is within 30 days, you are hosting a launch party. You're setting a date for a launch party. Okay, so we want to see you post in the Take Action Academy. We're going to make a post about when your date is, okay? And not just one, okay? If you got one set, okay, start thinking about that second one. Maybe it's the next month, okay? So at least one launch party in the month of February. We want to see dates of everybody in here when you're hosting your launch party at your house, at your friend's house, at your prospect's house. Okay, so that's number one.
And what's the theme of it, right? So have fun with it, right? We have some people who do like a sweat, sip, and sample or whatever, right? So they work out together and then they, sample and taste some stuff. I think the other one we did the other night was like sip, sample, and socialize, right? People knew they were coming to try and learn about Isagenix, but there was going to be a social aspect too. And she put yes, wine too next to the sip part, right? So people knew it was going to be like a fun, light environment, and she had a great turnout, right? So just tell us, what's your theme? When are you hosting it? Show the date. Let us know.
Next one, in the next 7 days, we want you to pick 3 days. Okay, so you got your IPA tracker. Print off another one. We're in week 2. Okay, 3 of those days you are going to triple 3 times the amount of activity you did last week. Okay, and 3 of those days. So if you did 2 connections a day, and your pace is 2 connections a day or 3 connections a day. Okay, for 3 of those days you're going to do 6. You're going to do 9. So write that down. You're going to do triple of the income producing activities. Okay, for 3 of the days in the next 7. Because guess what? The more consistent action you take, the more people you connect with authentically and genuine, the more people are going to join you. So just 3 days, okay? 3 of those 6 days, triple your production. Get your launch party date set. We're going to be making that post. We want to see people actually contributing, okay? We went from 55 last week to 34 people on here live, okay? We want to see more than 34 people on here live next week. Remember, this was a commitment. This is 4 weeks in a row. So those of you that have team members that aren't on this week, okay, remember what they committed to. We want to see more faces next week because that's the only way. Okay, you got to take this serious. The only way your business is going to grow. So with that being said.
So with the IPA tracker, you guys, when Ryan's talking about increasing your numbers, your production, like we don't want you to be like, oh, like feel like we're giving you homework, because at the end of the day,
Absolutely
you guys, the more people you connect with and get in contact with, the more people you're going to be like, the more no's you'll probably hear, but the more yeses you're going to hear also, right? The more yeses you hear, the more amazing feedback you're going to get about their product experience, what it's doing for them. And then, you guys, that is when it gets fun, because you know that you're not just pushing product, you're genuinely helping people, you're helping their life, like improve their quality of life, and that just adds fuel to your fire, right? Keeps you going.
That's the blue and white, and Heidi, I'm more of a red. Let's be serious here.
I love it.
You're in this group to take action. So you're here to take action. So I don't feel guilty about telling you to triple your production. You should triple your production 3 of those days. We are here together to grind and take action. You can do that in less than an hour a day. Okay. So this is going to be a hell of a week. Thank you for hopping on. Next week, we're going to bring step 3 into this 4-week series to you. It's been fun. Any other questions anybody has? Let us know.